Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Automation Testing Insider. So this is the fifth part of Selenium Framework Development series from scratch. So in the previous part we talked about how we have set up, how we have refactored the base class, and later on we have created testng.xml file and we have executed the script using testng.xml file in our framework, right? Now today we'll focus on we'll set up the ActionDriver class in our framework, right? And we'll create different reusable methods inside ActionDriver class. You can call it as reusable methods, or you can call it as customized methods. Okay, so let's have a look at the agenda for today. So this is an important session, guys. So we'll talk about ActionDriver class, what is ActionDriver class, what it does, and we'll talk about different key features of this class, and later on we'll talk about different benefits of using ActionDriver class in our framework, and at last I'll show you how we can set up the ActionDriver class in our framework step by step through Eclipse project, which we have already created, right, as part of this framework. So let's talk about the first topic, what is ActionDriver class. So the name says like ActionDriver, right? So what happens is whenever we automate the page, whenever we work on any web page as part of the automation testing, so we work on different actions. We perform different actions on a web page, right? Like click on an element, enter some values in the input box, select values from the drop down list, and check the check boxes. Like that we perform different actions on a web page. So what we do as part of this ActionDriver class, we write all those action related methods in single class, that is ActionDriver. The name says, right, action. So we'll write all those action methods like click method, and for entering the value in the input box we'll write like enter value method. Scroll to an element, we'll write scroll to an element method, like that. So these are just for example. We have different actions method inside this ActionDriver class, correct? So now you might ask question over here, like we already have click method, send keys method in Selenium, right? As part of web element interface, we already have these methods like click method, we already have send keys method, we have. So what is the need of having all these methods inside this ActionDriver class? Correct. The reason being, we write all these methods like click method, enter value method. We'll use these methods only, whatever system defined methods are there like click, send keys, inside this ActionDriver class, but we'll customize those methods in a proper way. That is the difference, right? So we'll customize those methods in ActionDriver class in a proper way. So let's have a look like what is ActionDriver class basically. So the ActionDriver class acts as a custom utility layer as well. So since we customize all those methods, so we can call it as custom utility layer as well, which is designed to handle common browser interactions more efficiently. So how it handles, how those methods will handle in an efficient way. So basically it simplifies and enhances WebDriver functionalities by adding additional features. What are additional features? We are going to use explicit waits, which is nothing but the dynamic waits in Selenium, right? Based on based on WebDriver wait class, we have different conditions. So we are going to use this explicit waits inside our script in ActionDriver class. And error handling, we are going to do the proper error handling in those methods inside ActionDriver class. That ensures robust and reusable code, correct? So this is the definition, or I would say this is brief about ActionDriver class. You'll come to know when we practically see like how we are going to create the ActionDriver class. So as part of today's video, I'll create different action related methods, and probably will add more methods going forward, right? So for demo purpose, I'll add like 6 to 7 methods in today's session. So let's talk about the next point. What are the different key features of ActionDriver class? So encapsulation of Selenium actions. So what happens is this is a centralized location where we perform for all the actions at one place, right? We keep all the methods inside this ActionDriver class. So, and we don't know what are written inside those methods, so those are encapsulated properly. So we follow this oops concept over here, and we don't know whenever we call those methods, so we don't know the inner logic or how it is written inside it, right? So that is like encapsulation of Selenium actions and enhance stability with explicit weights. So yeah, this is what we have discussed. Explicit weight we are going to add in our script. And improved error handling, this is also we talked about in the previous slide. We are going to manage the proper error handling in our script as part of ActionDriver class. And reusability, so we write all the action methods inside this ActionDriver class, and we can reuse all of them in our page classes, different page classes as part of page object model. So let's say this is login page, this is home page, and this is admin page. So we'll call all those methods, action methods, in these separate classes, and we can perform different actions. Performance optimization, so we are going to have in the ActionDriver class, we use to locate the element, we are going to use by class locator. Okay, because this locates the element at runtime, whereas generally we use web element, right? Web element using the web element interface we use to locate the element. So firstly what it does, it stores the element and then locate it later on. So and this will locate the element at runtime. Sometimes what happens is when we locate the element and later on when at runtime, what happens is if element is not available or if it is stale, then it throws exception. So this is the better approach, performance point of view as well. So here we have performance optimization when we follow this ActionDriver class. And what are the benefits of using ActionDriver? So it simplifies the code. And how it simplifies, so we write as we have discussed. So this is at centralized location, we write all the action related methods. So this code will be very simple, all the action related things will be at one place at centralized location. And whenever there is a need, we go to that particular class like ActionDriver and modify those action methods, right? It enhances the readability, so we can easily for maintenance and for readability, it will be very easy to read all the action related methods at one place, and code base looks great, right? And it increases test stability as well. So test will be stable because wherever we want, we can call those methods in all the page classes. Promotes reusability, this is what we have discussed. So we can call it all those methods, all those action related methods in our respective page classes. So we can reuse the same method again and again in our test script based on the usage. So this is all about ActionDriver class guys, and let me show you practically how we can achieve or how we can set up the ActionDriver class in our framework. So this is the project which we have created, Orange HRM, right? And if you see here, we have base class which we refactored last time, and here we have ActionDriver class which we have created, but we did not write anything earlier. So there is one thing in the base class which we forgot to add. There are a couple of methods, so you can see here in the previous video, right? So I forgot a couple of methods, so today I'm going to write those methods before we start the ActionDriver class. Okay, so if you see here, we have couple of variables or properties and WebDriver instance variable, right? So those are declared as private. So what we are going to do here, I'm going to write couple of methods which we might use going forward when we access the driver, right? So how we are going to we can access this driver from outside of the class, outside of the package, because since this is declared as package, so how we can access the driver. So what we are going to do, we are going to create getter and setter method. Probably you might have already know the concept of encapsulation. So we can create getter and setter method so that we can use this method outside of the package whenever we want, and we can modify the driver as well. So how we can do that? Driver getter method. So public, I'll declare it as public, so whenever we want from outside of the package, we can easily use this. So public void get driver, I'll write method like get driver, and here simply I'll return the driver. So you need to change the return type to WebDriver here, correct? So this is how we can write the getter method. So we can call this method outside, and we can access the driver instance variable using this method. Another one is driver setter method. How to change the value? So these are the controlled access to the driver object, okay, driver variable. So public void set driver, and what we'll do, this dot driver is equal to driver. We have to pass the WebDriver instance local variable here, driver, like this. So why we use keyword this? Because this will talks about the instance variable, and this is the local variable which we are passing through the parameter. So this is how we can change the value of the driver. So these are the two methods which I forgot in the last video, so we have just completed it. Now let's focus on ActionDriver class. Come to the ActionDriver class. So let's write different methods in ActionDriver class. So the first thing, I will declare couple of variables of WebDriver, couple of variables. So one is from the WebDriver, so we need this driver, so simply I declare WebDriver over here and import WebDriver from org.openqa.selenium. Another one is private WebDriver wait, because we are going to use explicit wait, so that's the reason we have to use this as well. So WebDriver wait class, so we need to import from org.openqa.selenium.support.ui, correct? So we have two variables which we have declared. Now what we are going to do to initialize those variables, what I'm going to use, I need to create the constructor of this class ActionDriver. So constructor has the same name as the class name, correct? And what I need to do, this dot driver is equal to driver. This is how we can initialize it, and I'll pass the WebDriver instance here, WebDriver driver. Second, how to initialize this wait variable? So simply what we need to do, we have to create the object of WebDriver wait class, WebDriver wait, and it will take couple of parameters, WebDriver and duration, right? The time duration which we are going to pass for the explicit wait. So the driver parameter, and another one is duration dot of seconds, and here we can pass, let's say 30 seconds. So here you can pass it from config.properties as well, but that we'll do later on. And what we can do here, this dot wait, correct? So this is how we can write the constructor for this class ActionDriver, and we can initialize driver and wait variable. Now what we'll do, we'll write different methods. So let's say wait for element to be clickable, correct. So we'll write method public void wait for element to be clickable, and here what we are going to do, we use this reference variable of WebDriver wait, and there is a method called until, and here we have expected conditions, and here what is the method we have, wait for, not wait for, element to be clickable, correct. And here we'll pass the by class parameter. So here we also will pass by class and simply put the semicolon over here, and here we need to import the by class from import org.openq.selenium, and expected conditions, I think this is already imported here, and this is the by class which we imported right now. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll surround this with try catch. So select that surround with try catch block to handle the error properly, and here we'll write proper message siso control space system.out.println, and here we'll write unable to wait for element, unable to or element is not clickable, like that we can write, right. And here simply pass the message, error message. So this is how you can write wait for element to be clickable. So what it does, it will wait for the element which until it becomes clickable, otherwise it will throw the exception. Okay, and it will wait till 30 seconds, correct. If the element is not clickable, then it will throw the exception. So this is the dynamic wait based on the expected conditions, guys, right. So we have different methods we have, so we are going to use couple of methods for the wait, you'll come to know. Okay, so another thing is another method, wait for element to be located, to be visible, visibility of, we'll check visibility of the element. So we'll write another method. Okay, so public void wait for element to be visible, correct. And wait, we'll use the variable wait dot until again, and expected condition dot, what is the method we have, visibility of elements located by, visibility of element located by, and here we'll pass again the by locator through parameter, correct. So simply we can write this method like this, correct. And again we'll surround with try catch block, so surround with try catch block, and here we'll write the proper message element is not visible, like that we can write, correct. And simply throw the message. So this is how you can write the methods inside ActionDriver class. So two methods we have written. Now we are going to write important action user page action methods. So the first method is click method, right. Method 2, we can write like comment method to click an element, or method to click element. Okay, and here we'll write public void click, and simply we'll pass the by class parameter. And here we'll write like driver dot find element, correct, and we'll use the by locator by dot click. Simple as that, right? So we'll use the click method from web element interface, and simply we'll surround this with try catch as well. And here we'll write proper statement, will give print statement. So here we'll say like unable to click the element. Unable to click element is also fine. Unable to click element, simply will print the message. So this is how you can write. And what is the next method? To click an element, and method to enter text into an input field, right? How we can write that? Public void enter text, correct? We can write method like this, public void enter text, and we'll pass two things here. One is by class parameter and another one is string parameter, which we are going to enter with the value which we are going to enter, correct? And what we'll do, driver dot find element by dot, first we'll clear the input box, right? And then if it already has some value, then we'll enter the value. So how to enter the values? Using sendKeys method, and here we'll simply pass the value as parameter from here, right? We'll get it from the parameter. So this is how you can write for enter text. And one more thing, guys, the methods which we have already written, right here, we'll make them private, and here as well, correct? What we'll do, we have written wait methods, right? So we'll use these methods like wait for element to be clickable inside those the action methods. So what we'll do first, let me just copy this, like what we'll do. So we'll try for the element to be clickable first, correct? So we'll call this method wait for element to be clickable first, correct, which we have written inside this ActionDriver class a while ago. And if it is clickable, then we'll go for the driver dot find element by dot click. We'll go for the click method, right? So this is how you can implement the wait mechanism here as well. And for second method, what we'll do, public void and entering the text, right? So first we'll check the visibility of the element. So simply we'll put the visibility of the element method here. We'll call this method first, and then once it is visible, then only we'll go for the we'll clear it, and then we'll enter the value. And simply what I'll do, I'll surround again with try catch, correct? We can do like this, and here we'll put the message unable to enter the value in input box, or simply you can write like unable to enter the value, and here we'll put e dot message, the message which we get. So this is one more method. Now what we can write, method to enter text into an input field, method to get text from an input field, correct? This is also important method, so we'll write like public void get text method, correct? and here we'll pass the by class parameter again, and here what we'll write. First we'll call this method wait for element to be visible. If it is visible, then we'll go for the next script like driver dot find element by dot get text method we have, right? As part of the web element we have get text method. So this is how we can get it, and what we'll do, we'll return this, right? Return this, because this is a string, so we have to change this to string. So we'll get the get text method when we call this get text method, so it will return string value. So this is how we can do, and simply you can again surround with try catch for proper error handling, surround with try catch block. So what we'll do here, so in case of exception, let's say return, it will return null like that. In case if you get the exception, instead of null, let's put a double quotation, so it will return blank in case if you get any exception. So it will not throw null pointer exception kind of. Okay, so here we'll write method to get the text from an input field, unable to get the text. Correct, we can write like this, and e dot get message. So we can write method like this, method to get text from an input field. Now again we'll write one more method which is important, method to compare to text. So how we'll write it, public void compare text. Compare text or compare values, you can give anything. Again we'll call this method public wait for element to be visible first, and then what we'll do, we'll call driver dot find element by, again we need to write by class parameter over here, and by dot we need to get the element, right? Get text, and here we'll store that as actual value, actual text, and that will be string actual text. Correct, we can write like this, and we'll write if condition. If, and in this compare text we'll pass another parameter expected text when we call this method. Correct, so that we can compare inside, and what we can write here, if expected text equals actual text, then we can say text are matching, right? Text are matching, and simply we can pass the value like actual equals actual text equals, have to give plus sign over here as well, actual text equals expected. Correct, like this we can give if text are matching, right? And in case if it is not, then we'll write, simply copy this and put it over here, text are not matching, and here instead of equals we can give like not equals. So this will gives us the proper values, right? What is actual, what is expected. and what we'll do, we'll surround again with try catch, right? Surround with try catch. So this is how you can write, guys. Here we'll write unable to compare text. Okay, unable to compare text, and simply you'll throw that exception if in case if you get the exception. Correct. We can write the method compare text like this. And what else? Let's write one more method to check if an element is displayed. Correct. Public void is displayed method we are going to write. Correct. So first we'll check the visibility of the element. Again we'll call this method, and then driver dot find element by dot is displayed method is there, right? We don't have that is part of web element, right? So what we'll do, we need to get the web element first. Element, and wait for element to be, oh sorry, we have forgot to write here is displayed method is here, right? And simply no need to store here in web element. That will be the boolean value, right? So yeah, let's store in a boolean value is displayed. Now here we'll write the condition if is displayed. If is displayed is true, then simply we'll print the message element is visible, and let's return the value true or false, and we'll change the return type to boolean. Correct. This is how we can write. Else return is displayed the false value. So this is how you can write. To simply select shift F, control shift F to arrange the code, and simply what we can do, we'll surround it with try catch block. Correct. So here also we'll need to write the return statement, return false. Unable to element is not visible, like that, is not displayed. Correct. And simply we'll get the message here, the error message. So these are the different methods. So I think we have written 7-8 methods. These are very important ones as part of the action driver and as part of our framework, guys. And there are some other methods as well where we use JavaScript to write. So take an example, like we have click method here, right? So sometimes what happens is some element we are unable to click with the normal click method. So in that case we used to write a JavaScript method. So what I'll do, I cannot write all the methods. So probably going forward I'll try to write couple of more methods as well as part of like JavaScript methods. And what I'll do before I push the code to GitHub, before we complete our framework at the end of close to the last session, probably I'll add all those methods, whatever extra methods we have, right? So this is for demo purpose, whatever we have written so far. So I'll make sure I'll add all those methods in ActionDriver class, so that you can get it all the methods from this class. Okay, so I think couple of methods again I can write related to JavaScript. One more method I can show you. Scroll to element. Okay, so scroll to an element, that is also important. So let me write it. Public void scroll to element. Simply will give method name like this, and here what we'll do, we'll write JavaScript over here. So what we'll do, we need to create the object of this JavaScript executor, script executor class. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll pass the driver first to perform the WebDriver command, JavaScript command on the web page to scroll to the element. Okay, so we need to import this JavaScript executor. JavaScript is something wrong here. Script executor, we need to import this. Why it is not coming? Add type parameter JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor, and we have script executor method right inside that. Why it is not coming? Let me write again. JavaScript executor is that, I think S is small here. Why it is not coming? Let me add another class which I wanted to add for the page load. I think I have somewhere in the notepad where I have that which for page load, right? So here what I'll do, I'll copy this and I'll put it over here. This for the page load, guys, and here also this is the class, right? So import JavaScript executor. So simply I'll import it. Now you can see error is gone. Here also I'll use the same JavaScript executor. Now we don't see any error. We have to add cast to JavaScript executor. So simply you can cast like this, and you can pass the driver to this JS object. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll explain this code as well, this wait for page load later on. Let me write first this scroll to an element, and here what we'll do, we have execute script method, execute script, and here what will pass the JavaScript command. So that is like arguments 0 of 0 scroll into view, scroll into view, and here we have to pass the value true like this, and here we need to pass the web element, correct? So what I'll do, I'll write like driver dot find element by, so here we'll get web element is equal to, we can do like this, we need to get the web element, right, element first. From here driver dot find element will pass the by locator, so we'll get the element variable here from the web element interface. So simply we'll put the element here, because the it takes this execute script takes the element. Okay, so simply we'll close the line, and what we'll do, so what it does basically, we call the method called execute script from JavaScript. So this is the command, it will go to particular element whatever we are passing from here, passing over here, right, and scroll into view, it will scroll, there is true and false. Okay, so simply we'll provide the true value over here, and let me just surround this with try catch as well, like this we can do, and here we'll write unable to locate element. Simply we can write message like this, and e dot message, get message, correct? So this is a JavaScript method to scroll to an element. Okay, now the above method, guys, which we copy paste here, like wait for page load, right? So this will take the integer parameter in the form of time out in second. Okay, so what we'll do here is we call one method called wait timeout. Okay, from WebDriver wait class, wait with timeout and duration of seconds. What it will do, there is a condition as part of the Java WebDriver wait condition. So until WebDriver will pass one command to the JavaScript, so that is return document dot ready state. If ready state is equals to complete, so there are different states of web page, like interactive or loading. So in case if we get like complete, then we'll say page loaded successfully. Otherwise page did not load within the given timeline, timeout. Okay, so this is how you can write the page load, wait for the page load method as well in your ActionDriver. And here we have written the scroll to an element. So I think we are pretty much done. We have written so many methods as part of this ActionDriver class. So there is one thing, task for you guys, you can do that, and let me know if you are able in the comment section if you are not able to do that. So just make it dynamic, this one, pass the value from the config.properties file, because here we have a hard coded, right? So just pass this value from the config.properties file. That is the task for the next session. I think we have done pretty much, we have covered everything. In case if like if you find like if you miss anything, then probably we'll cover in the next video, right? And in the next video we'll talk about we'll create the login page and home page as part of the page object model, and we'll create login test class as well to write, maybe we'll create one test case and we'll execute the script. So this is for this is all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.